right now. Okay. It matters not the feelings that we have adopted along the way. What matters is the friends we've adopted and stole from, you know? I think the more I wake up and realize that people exist, the more I realize that everyone should be ashamed of themselves more and more. Because what is life without a little shame? Am I right? What is life without a little shame? I think this is the first time I'm not emoji streaming in like a week. Hello, Leon. How's your day going? I hope you had a good day. Why are you trying to butter up to me? Why? What did you do? What did you do? Why are you trying to butter up to me now? Why are you trying to butter up to me? What did you do? Cause you always you're always doing something out of your norm, out of your depth. You should be ashamed of yourself. Can't I hope you have a good day? No. You're gonna do something. You about to tell me something. You about to tell me something. I don't know what you about to tell me, but you about to tell me something. I don't know what you about to tell me something, Ahsoka. I don't know what you gonna tell me, but I know you're gonna tell me something. But before you do it, I just want everybody to know. I need to preface this by saying something to you all. And maybe, you know what? I'll turn the camera on. I'll turn the camera on. Just so y'all know. Just so y'all know. I'll turn the camera on just so y'all know. I am a YouTuber. I make videos on the internet. I am 25 years old. I need several of you to understand this because I know at least two of y'all think about being YouTubers because you see all these other people, you see them doing live streams, you think you can do that and all that. I just want to tell you something so important that it's almost, it should be a class in some way. You know how they used to, back in like 2018, have all these people come out and be like, whoa, shut up. You know, all these people used to come out and give y'all these classes and you'd be dumb enough to pay for them because you're stupid. And this should be something taught. Be ready for everybody to not like the things you say. Don't make something with the idea that everybody's gonna like it. Spoiler alert, they're not. Whether if it's a gaming video, whether if it's a cooking video, whether if it's you talking about top 10 strippers, no matter. Be ready for somebody to disagree in some capacity. And if you don't, you're just going to be a dumbass thinking, why doesn't nobody like me? Which brings me to this. I don't think I had the mental capacity to watch 4 hours of a guy complain about conservative media and conservative movies, which would have been something that could have made bank. All you got to do is watch any video of people making fun of Ben Shapiro's latest cartoon. This dipshit made a 4-hour video about critiquing conservative media, which sounds interesting, but he spent, I think, 2 hours of 4 hours bitching that his fans critiqued one of his old videos and they missed the point and they called him racist and he is the one who understands it all and he doesn't want conservatives in his movie critique. I think he kind of insinuated where somebody was living, but not directly. He just said what city or region he lives in. He was connecting people to racists and rapists and all this shit. It was an overall bad video. And the people who watched it reacted to it and they said, wow, this is a terrible fucking video. And I'm certain a few dipshits pulled the punch down card because how dare you have 1 million subscribers and make fun of somebody with 390,000? You're punching down, don't ya know? So anyway, he just randomly decided, hey, I'm going to come back, but I'm going to come back on a secret channel, on my small channel. And this is my small covert secret channel. I didn't even know he uploaded this. And listen, I'm not against long videos. Like I'm not against 2 hour, 3 hour videos. I watch The Right Opinion. I watch Mauler, so I can stomach that. But you having a video where you bitching for 3 hours that people didn't like your video as the introduction of you to me, yeah, bro, I can't really listen to you. I can't hear you out in any capacity. It's complete, as the youngins say, them YNs, as y'all call them. Y'all call them YNs. That ain't kosher. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning the young people lingo. You know, because when I die, just know I had the riz. Just know I had riz before I die. Is that what you kids say? Why is it called clearing the air? Why the fuck are you in the forest? Why is everybody always trying to have an aesthetic? You look like a wilderness pedophile. You look like somebody who stands around and everybody has to wonder and have their phone ready to call 911.
Hi.
Why is this playing out of one ear? Why is this playing out of one ear? Woo. Time out. Time out. Time out. Why is this only playing out of one ear? Is that just me? Is that just me? Am I fried? Am I fried? Was that only playing out of one ear? Motherfucker said ew that high. Yeah, people can't say hi no more. Man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If it was me, if I was a woman and I heard that high, I'd understand why they choose to bear. You couldn't fault me for doing it.
I don't really know how to start this, so I guess I'm just...
Are my headphones cooked? Hold on. Are my headphones cooked, or is this his video? Now we must test it out. I need to know if my headphones are cooked or if it's just his video. No, but the sound. Sound confident when you say hi. Could you really sound confident looking like this, bro? Could you really sound confident? The volume is garbage on my end. Oh, so it might be him. Hold on, but I just got to make sure. What's a song I could play that will avoid copyright? I don't care about the copyright. I don't care about copyright. I don't care about copyright. Okay, it's my headphones. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Well, I'll suffer with it.
Gonna start talking, I guess. It's been a while. Hope you've been okay. I didn't want to really use a script for this video because...
All right. So I guess it's just my headphones today. Well, you'll survive. You'll be all right. You find people who'll be all right. It won't be that dramatic. It won't be that bad for us all. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. With them two special needs people on TikTok be saying, be calm, be calm, be calm, be calm. And don't bully me, because that's what they are. Don't get mad at me, because I spotted what they are. And I just, lived with it as best as one could. Screw it.
Hi. I don't really know how to start this, so I guess I'm just gonna start talking, I guess. It's been a while. Hope you've been okay.
I've been terrible knowing that you exist.
Didn't want to really use a script for this video because anything that I say will be talked negatively about. And if I used a written response...
Because you opened this dialogue by being negative. You cannot throw rocks and hide your hands, but then when the cameras catch you, you say, oh, the rock hurt me, so I just threw it away. Yes, it's in Praise of Shadows. You cannot do that, because when you do that, you invite a bunch of people to see you for what you are, as an epileptic freak who wanted to sound very good, but fucked up because you can't handle criticism. I do not have a false memory. I remember shit quite vividly. I remember you accusing people of shit. I remember you being the arguable aggressor. Yes, this is the dude who tried to make a hit piece on Wendigoon, failed, cried in his Discord, and disappeared off the face of the fucking earth because criticizing your shitty fucking content is somehow kryptonite to people like this.
felt like people would be like, oh, he's just, doing this for PR. I didn't want it to feel like a statement that a politician would put out. I just wanted to be me talking to you, human to human. So
I don't feel good about any of this.
apologies if this is a bit rambly. This is a little different for me. I'm just gonna talk, and I guess I'll start with kind of a big piece of criticism was that I just sort of disappeared, and I did that kind of for two reasons. One was that, of course, anything that I said wasn't going to help the situation that was happening.
Disappearing for 4 months and coming back was not gonna be a good decision either. Do you know why? Because people will remember, hey, you're that freak that made a 4-hour video bitching that your comments made fun of you. Do you realize that almost every video I got, there's at least 100 people who disagree with me on the subject? Good majority of them don't know what they're talking about. And you know what I do? I just sit them there. Unless they willingly try to lie to me. For example, what do you for example, when I made that video about that lady who went to jail and all these motherfuckers was lying saying she went to jail just for praying, I gave people the information, and motherfuckers wanted to say none of the people who did those BLM riots went to jail. That's not true. And I pointed that out. Motherfuckers were willingly lying, and all of a sudden now they don't know how to speak coherent English. It's just don't be stupids, and we could all thrive in peaceful harmony. It's just easier that way, brother. You're the one that. I don't know. People do this for some aesthetic. This looks like some deleted scene from that movie where they were in the forest the whole time that they try to turn into some home DVD.
Happening. And so I just left. And I didn't want to really talk about it, and this is the last time I'm ever going to publicly talk about the situation again.
I don't think that's the case.
I just also felt that people would be kind of annoyed if I
Yes, John Trump. Blair Witch.
Tried to come back and start making things again and just pretend like nothing ever happened. I didn't want to.
I mean, that could have been better. You could have just been yeah, I'm going to just keep making content. And of course, people were going to see it and be like, wait a minute, ain't you that guy? You're not going to address that? And you just keep making content and eventually they'll stop. Or you'll do something so egregious like Brother Nature, and every time he posts anything, everybody's in his comments we'll never forget. How many of you know about Brother Nature and why people will never forget?
I want to do that. Also,
hi, Gaming Witch. I'm gonna leave you alone today. I would just say hello to you, Gaming Witch, because I know you hate what I say next. Who? Oh, so look, Brother Nature was this guy who got real famous for being an attractive man who plays with animals, not that way. He plays with them the normal way, feeds them, pets them. He was basically a runaround. He was like a homeless petting zoo, except he wasn't homeless. He would just go to different animal shelters and take care of animals. Well, one day he went to a sandwich shop. He went to a sandwich shop, got into an altercation, ran on Twitter to play the usual "I was attacked" defense. But then video came out showing he was the aggressor, and he posted a video of himself talking to the two dudes who beat his ass, rightfully, and he pointed at each one of them like he was a mob boss saying, "Dead man, dead man." It was you British cigarette, who do you think you are? And ever since that day, he has not brought that shit up. It was verified that he was the aggressor, thinking he was important because social media has dictated that you freaks think that your numbers make you more important than what you actually are. And every time he posts anything, at least a slew of comments. I don't know how it is now, but I know he could never post anything without a bunch of people saying, "We'll never forget." We'll never forget. He could post, "Hey, I'm enjoying my Sunday. How about you?" "Oh, I'm enjoying my Sunday all just like you, but we'll never forget." "Hey, I'm enjoying this great food I made. What did you eat today?" "Oh, I ate asparagus." We will never forget. "Hey guys, my mother's in the hospital. I don't think he ever said anything like this. This next one's just me paraphrasing. Hey, my mother's in the hospital. Prayers up. Oh, we'll pray for your mother, but I hope she knows that we'll never forget. Like, it be shit like that. It be shit like that. And I think, matter of fact, hold on. Let me just see. Because I know his shit still. I know he still got a presence online. There it is. This is Brother Nature. 1.5 million followers. Happy G Day. 33 comments. 33 replies. The first one is this nigga think we forgot. We ain't forget, bro. Almost a decade and niggas still saying I ain't forget. You guys grabbing sandwiches. We ain't forget. I told y'all. This shit'll never not be funny. Bro cannot live the rest of his life posting normally. All right. It's cool little picture. Nice little fit. Cool little pants and some ugly ass shoes. Nice little room. 100 comments. It's been years. So early in the morning, I almost forgot. Didn't though. Nah, we ain't never forgetting. Bro, it was just so fucking frivolously, hilariously stupid that to this day, wait, when did this happen? I think this shit happened this either happened in 2018 or 2019. I remember this because it was around the same time wait a minute. This is how I'll figure it out. When did Juice WRLD die? It was in 2019 because that was around the same time. That was around the same time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Call me gay all you want. I cried when Juice WRLD died. I was at work when Juice WRLD died. My partner came in the room. He was like, man, Juice WRLD died. Talk about how we ain't do work for the rest of the day. We was just bumping Juice WRLD. We definitely should have got fired. But we didn't. So, live and learn.
I don't really know how to make this video because the history of YouTube apology videos is like a format that is consistently made fun of. Because
a lot of people do the most egregious shit and then they get online just thinking that an apology half-assed will be enough and they don't mean it and they're not sincere at all. Do you realize that fuck internet culture? If you feel as though you should apologize for something, or if you are in a scenario where, hey, you did something egregious as fuck, yeah, you should apologize. But it became something so easily monetary that you got bitches doing ukulele apologies, and it's funny enough that everybody kind of doesn't care that, hey, you kind of had, I think it was a little boy, you was sending a little boy underwear as a grown adult. Like, yeah, what a stupid YouTube apology. Wait, what did she do?
For good reason. And I'm not anti-apology at all. I'm not. It's just that, usually, someone who works on the internet will mess up and then, immediately will put out, an apology video and be like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've changed, guys. And it's complete bullshit. Everybody knows that it's bullshit because you're like, what do you mean you're not that person anymore? You just said that thing 2 days ago. Of course you're that person. And so, with my situation, I said I was going to be gone for a month. Clearly, I needed a break. I wasn't doing very well. And I ended up taking more than that because I wasn't ready to come back. And I really wanted to come back with something that showed what I could do. That showed that...
Bitch, you're standing in a forest. What are you doing?
I would be willing to listen to criticism of me because I always am. I always want to do better. And so...
Here's the criticism. Me and 50,000 other motherfuckers said it. You can't handle criticism. You're a dog shit human being. You're insecure to your fucking core. You're ugly. Shave that fucking mustache. You look like somebody trying to hide the fact that you're a pedophile, yet we all know and are suspicious of you. Hit the weight room. Stop accusing people of shit just because they're friends with people you don't like. Get away from Mother Nature, you freak. And next time, don't spend 4 hours bitching that your comment section didn't suck your dick for a bad movie review.
So I hope that the John Waters video has kind of shown that. This was kind of a wake-up call moment for me. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And I guess one of the main things I wanted to talk about here is that, like, you know, when you do anything...
Also, you pussy, why is the video on this channel with 200 plus subscribers? Why isn't it on the main channel? Could it perhaps be because you don't want people who don't know anything to know that you're a massive pussy who can't take criticism? That's like if I upload something of serious note on my cooking channel, completely unrelated to anything. By the way, 2 new cooking videos went up.
Anything in a very public way that isn't received particularly well, people are going to do 2 things, which is like ascribe a motive for why you did that thing,
Yep.
and also wildly speculate about yourself to put attributes onto you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the guy who put attributes on Wendigo? Oh, so you like doing it. You don't like when it's done to you. Oh, I get it. I get it. I was a little bit confused, but now I get it. You're just a puss.
You know, that often aren't true. And, you know, I probably definitely am guilty of doing that in the past, even in...
Excuse me?
To put attributes onto you, you know, that often aren't true. And, you know, I probably definitely am guilty of doing that in the past, even in the bad conservative horror movie video. So I kind of wanted...
Probably, definitely. Bitch, that's a fact. You did it. You fucking idiot. You widget. You British cigarette. Like, yes, that is what you did. Not probably, definitely. Absolutely, you did it.
to talk more about me here than other people, which is something I don't really do all that much. One of the biggest things that has kind of always surprised me my whole like career on YouTube is people thinking that I hate Christians. And
You hate them enough to fucking say where one of them fucking live.
And I don't at all. I don't hate religious people at all. I myself am a Methodist.
You're going to hell, buddy.
And I have gone to annual conference with the Methodists for the past, I think, 4 years.
You're
because
going to
I have an
hell,
invested
buddy.
interest in how the church is dealing with LGBT members, which is an ongoing thing with the Methodists. I don't hate Christians at all. I can be very critical of Christians. I don't like evangelicals. I don't like proselytizers. And usually if I'm being critical of religious people, it's because they're using their religion as part of their online brand. And if you're like mixing money or your business with your religion, that is almost certainly like a perversion of whatever your religion is teaching. And, you know, I don't want to get into anything. I'm not trying to like double down here with what I'm saying in this. I'm not trying to like critique.
You just double down. You just double down. I need you to know that. What is with you motherfuckers and your horrible ability to explain yourself in any capacity that would make the most fucking sense? Like, it's egregiously hilarious. I'm not trying to double down as I continue to double down because I have nothing else to gauge from this scenario.
People, I'm just trying to talk about where I come from with things. Because I'm realizing, like, a big issue with my writing is saying something and just assuming that people understand what I mean, instead of actually trying to explain my point more, because I cover a lot of points in videos, and sometimes I'm guilty of hitting a point really quick and then moving on. Especially because I kind of am also guilty of making a lot of my work assuming wrongly that people are familiar with my past and my like work as well. I kind of make every video, or did make every video as a sequel to...
Hold on, everybody. Somebody asked me how the lineup looking. You know I gotta show you. Look at the lineup. 91 overall team. Look at the line, looking juicy, isn't it? I got Marvin Harrison. I got Deshaun Jackson on the other side of the field. I got Vernon Davis as a backup tight end. While Jack Vellon doing his big one. I got that left tackle making sure I get stupid on the left side of the field. You know, that defense, it looking nasty. I got Clay Matthews and Luke Kuechly. I got Zach Swanson. I got Mateo. It's a nasty fucking team, bro. It's a little nasty fucking team, bro. It's a little nasty fucking team, bro. I'm telling y'all, it's a little nasty fucking team. Who are these sportsmen? Don't you worry about it. I had to show it because somebody asked about the team. I had to.
All of my previous work. And that kind of came up twice with the bad conservative horror movie.
Team for what? War. It's a team for war.
As a sequel to all of my previous work. And that kind of came up twice with the bad conservative horror movie video. One was an offhanded mention to Lovecraft that I talked about, where people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, and you know, like, because I had made like a 2-hour video about Lovecraft in the past, I felt like I could just make an offhanded, like, quick one-sentence reference to Lovecraft and it not be a big deal and not explain it. You know what I mean? Because I just assumed people will get what I'm talking about because of that video. And another big one that came with is when I talked about race in Appalachia. A lot of people weirdly thought that I was Northern or not from Appalachia. People were saying, like, you know, Appalachia sends its regards and shit like that. But, like, you know, I've lived in the Appalachian Mountains basically my whole life. And I made like a 2+ hour video explaining my complicated views of the American South.
Yeah, bro, the American South has a history of racism. Who fucking knew? Oh, everybody? I thought that would be the case.
With the Joanne Denton video, where I talked about how, like, I love North Carolina and how I've lived here my entire life.
North Carolina is not the South. I don't give a fuck. North Carolina is not the South, nor will it ever be the South. It's got North in its fucking name for a reason. Fuck that. I'm tired of that fucking... That's why we need the American education system. Because you fucking idiots will sit there and be like, North Carolina, it's the South. Then why I got North in the name? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck all that, you hear me? Shut the fuck up, Gaming Wiz. You like 1% Canadian, so that's enough, communist.
And how much of an impact this place has had on me. But also to pretend that the South doesn't have a major problem with racism is, like, kind of insane. You know, and I talk in that video about, like, the heavy Klan presence in areas of North Carolina. I talk about casual social racism and stuff like that. So, like, I felt like...
You're white. You're not equipped on this subject, my boy. You're not too good. And my TikTok brothers and sisters in the black community tell me, white people don't really have an understanding about race. So you should, you know, pipe down. Maybe you should uplift some black... Maybe you should uplift some black voices. Am I right? I think you should do that so that people could better understand. Also, reparations. Give me money. You feel me? I think you feel me.
I was okay to make a one-sentence, like, throwaway thing because I'd already explained my position on that in the past. I don't hate Appalachians. I live here. And I... So, you hate them. That's all I got out of that. I got that you hate Appalachians because you... I hate these fucking girls who do this shit. You will put a negative connotation on a group of people, and then you'll be shocked when that group of people finds out that you said that, and we're like, excuse me, good buddy, could you, like, not say that shit about me and my family? Because we don't subscribe to that shit. We don't subscribe to that notion. We just be cooling. He would hate if a motherfucker was to be like, well, I don't know. You know, white people, all they do is stay in the woods all fucking day and jerk off to sound barriers and borders and all this shit. And they're just overall gross people. They're just overall gross, racist, incel, you know? Because people did that to him. And he cried like a little bitch. Because the funny thing about people who like pretending like they're able to talk the most shit because they want to pretend like to an audience of speds that they're somehow cool is that as soon as you give them a taste of their own fucking medicine, you find out what they really are. And what they really are deep down, deep inside,
are bitches. They're bitches. That's all they've ever been, are bitches who grandstand to the highest fucking degree about, oh my God, I'm so perfect and I know everything and I'll speak like I know everything and lottie-dottie fucking on my doggy. But then when they get criticized, all of a sudden, everybody's a victim. This man just sat there and characterized an entire area as a bunch of races, then put his hands in the air and say, I'm from here. I love it here. So which is it? Do you hate where you from to the point where you must speak up and sound so proud to fight back against the racism, which you clearly couldn't do? Or are you just a fucking idiot? I'd venture to guess the idiot. It would be better suited.
I have chosen to live here for a long time now. And you know,
Fuck, you chose to live there. You chose to live with racism? You said, fuck it. I'm gonna live with racism. That's fine. That's fine. Oh yeah. You fine living with racism, bro? Bro, I'm gonna do exactly what he did. You cool with that, bro? How could you be cool with that, bro? Being cool with racism is crazy. No one should do that. Don't worry about what I'm eating. Shut up. Don't tell me what I'm eating. I could never be cool with racism. If you think Appalachians like this ugly fuck on the screen are racist, y'all should buy the Gaming Witch's candles. The Gaming Witch supports the cool racism, the racism that matters, the racism that leads to money. You paying a tax if you eating that? I ain't paying shit. I wish a nigga would ever come try to grab my fucking food. Bitch, I'm gonna rub that shit on my ass. Let's see if you take a bite then. You thought I was gonna say I was gonna spit it in, huh? No. I ain't gonna spit in my food. I'm gonna rub my ass on my food. Let's see you take a bite then. Let's see you take a fucking bite of that booty burger. I'm gonna make sure it's the left ass cheek too, because that's the one I touch the most. Y'all really watch me, bro. Y'all really watch the content I make. Y'all ever thought about this shit? But then you can't eat it? Why I can't? I want to hear why I can't. That's my booty burger. I could definitely eat that motherfucker. You out your framework. You out your framework, little bruh. I know where my ass been. Do you know where your ass been? Shitty booty? Y'all don't know where y'all ass been. Y'all always talking. Cut that out. Shitty booty bang bangs can't fucking fuck with this. That's why they always coming with me thinking, oh, I know what they're gonna do. You motherfucker got shit stains running in your jaw trying to hide that fact. Y'all need to do y'all fucking laundry, worry about me. I got clean booty. I got virgin booty. Ass so clean, I got 2 different towels for each cheek. Booty juice. You niggas got booty juice. I ain't got no booty juice. You got a BBL? Fuck, I could. I really don't need one. My ass fatter than every woman I know. Every time one of my partners tries to stun on me, I do that little trick the Instagram hoes be doing where I put my fucking fingers under my ass cheek and make it jiggle. I just be like, you can't do this. You ain't got no ass to do this. Such a sad life. Big booty hoes. With that. Oh, shit. That's terrible. I said that shit with a straight face, too. But hey, there's a problem with you men. You're not comfortable in your sexuality or masculinity or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what it is. Y'all not in tap with the homosexual rigmarole.
The reaction to that in particular, I think, was really
Oh,
strong.
Shadow,
There was
you
also
bitch!
a lot of criticism saying that, like, I didn't handle the situation gracefully.
You didn't.
Which I didn't. But
Thank
also,
you.
I'd like to see anybody that would. Things got...
Here's how you handle the situation, white boy. Let me help you out, white boy, so that you know better of yourself for next time. Next time, if you want to bitch that your audience didn't fucking respect your opinion, just take it up with God. Take it up with God or Satan, whichever you prefer. And realize that the internet is not your safe space. And you are, even though you're probably one of these dipshits who's like, I make content for the high intellectual people. You make content for people who are bored and want to hear a movie review. That's what you do. And from the sounds of it, fuck, Shadow, you're not good at it. From the hilarious sounds of it, you're not good at it. And when you get criticized, you turn into a little bitch. It's like, oh no, I know what I'm talking about, and you come here for the film critique, and you come here to get your... You see, it don't work. Recognize that although you think you're the most important person in the room, you should recognize that despite all that, there's going to be days where no one wants to listen to your opinion, or you have, in their minds, the wrong opinion. What else you gonna do about it? My suggestion is when you come to that scenario, you should absolutely just turn your fucking phone off and go jerk the fuck off. Shadow, no wonder that girl died in your arms.
Really intense there. My entire town a few weeks ago was basically destroyed from the hurricane. And there were tweets still 5 months later saying, well, at least in praise of Shadows probably died in that.
Hey, that's what you get. When you foster negativity, don't cry like a bitch when the negativity is brought back to you. What is wrong with you motherfuckers? How do y'all get on the internet and don't know this shit? How do y'all get on the internet and just say egregious shit and then you get in your fucking discords and cry like little fucking girls when that same level of disrespect is brought back to you? Y'all gotta stop. Y'all need to be stopped. Do you think everybody's nice to little old me on the internet? No. You know what I do about it? Nothing. Actually, I do something. I turn off my phone. Well, no. I turn off the social media apps. And I go on this thing called Pornhub. And then, we just go from there. You feel me? And then after I do it, I go to sleep. Because the most rational people don't take life too serious. I'm not taking this internet shit serious when there's thousands of people on it who are hypocrites. Nobody has a real moral code, no ethics, no nothing. Everybody just grandstanding for a Twitter like. And that's fine. Do what you do, Bookie. But don't think for a fucking second. When something serious pop off and everybody all of a sudden pretend like they give a fuck, don't think for a second I'm participating. I'ma laugh. Pornhub leaks Leon's search history. Go ahead. It's a whole lot of Latina BBW. Who's your top Sonic feat? Bro, where were you the other day when we watched that? Were you in here? I watched that shit and I was just like, yep. What a time to be alive. What a time to exist.
Things were really, really hot and uncomfortable. You didn't see the best side of me in that. And that's all that I can say is, it was a bad day for me. It was a bad period for me. I was kind of made into this cartoon character where I am impossible to get along with people who are on the right, which is actually not true at all. I know
couldn't fucking tell.
this sounds made up, but the guy that I hired to work on the set with me for the John Waters video was wearing a Make America Great Again hat
Yeah, I don't buy it. Sounds like you're just lying and telling untruths so that you can get people off your back because you're tired of people still talking about you. And shame on you, you ugly nepoleptic baby child. You should be ashamed of yourself, you ugly creature. You are probably that's like when all the transphobic motherfuckers are like, how could I be transphobic? I have a trans employee. Do you? Do you though? Do you really? Or do you just have some ugly looking creature that's able to just be there as your distraction? What's it really? Ah, shadow on a motorcycle.
The entire time we were working. But he does a good job. And that's just the realities of living in the American South. I am not this insane person who, like...
You see how he just categorized the American South again? He didn't learn his lesson. He did not learn his lesson. He just characterized the American South again with the rhetoric of, hey, I know we're doing this in this way, but I just want you to know the qualms of living in the American South are living with a bunch of Trump supporters. I can't believe I have to live with a bunch of Trump supporters.
Like, it's impossible to get along with. So, yeah. And with the Appalachian thing came an added...
Leon, I bought Shadow Generations and I'm having fun. Good. That's what video games are. Don't listen to these dipshits who are... You know what? Never mind.
Commentary that I was kind of surprised about, where a lot of people said that I hate poor people or I look down on people.
You
that
do.
I, like, hate lower income individuals, which, like, I'm a lower income individual in Appalachia. Like, I don't hate anybody like that. I don't hate anybody at all. I think that everybody should have their needs met no matter what they believe. You know, as far as, like, reviews are concerned, I am gay, and with that comes, like, a certain level of snobbery with, like, the arts and stuff like that.
Are you blaming your lack of good critique on you being gay, sir? Not to my gay community, you will not.
But because I, like, have high expectations...
I have to defend the gays again. I know y'all hate when I do it all the time, but understand why I do it. It's because unlike everybody else, I actually care. And I actually want to see you all thrive. Like, I actually like seeing my gay people live it up. You know what I'm saying? I be in the club with y'all sometimes. Sometimes y'all be doing y'all thing. Sometimes I gotta social distance because y'all do your thing, then y'all start touching. It's like, ooh, hold up now. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We cool, but we ain't that cool. We ain't cool for all that touchy. You remember, I'm still the same guy who will throw a glass at you just for bothering me.
Of works of art does not mean that I hate poor people. Okay, I don't think that certain people should be in power. I don't think that certain people should have social power. And in that, I kind of want to get into the conservative video itself. Okay, so in the, like, hating poor people thing, apparently I also don't like normal guys. And, like, the thing that's kind of funny about that is that, like, kind of this whole situation came about because I was a normal guy. So, like...
No, you're gay. What great non-context. What, gay people aren't normal? No, you're all amazing. The fuck? Ha! See how you get caught in a catch-22?
I'm notoriously difficult to get a hold of. And that's because I'm not really online at all. I don't tweet. I genuinely don't spend much time on Twitter at all. I don't have any
Didn't you run to your Discord to bitch about people making videos on you? Good buddy. You may not be on Twitter, but you're still a fucking social media snob. Bro, we all get on social media. We all like to pretend like, oh, I'm too good to be on social media, not me. Bro, we're all on it. We're all a cesspool. Anyone pretending like they're not is just lying for the sake of wanting to look cool in front of a bunch of people who are also terminally on fucking line. It's okay. You can be that. You're fine. You're all right. You can be these things. You will still get judged any fucking way. Brody bro. What, do you need to be special? Do you hate special needs people? You see how I could just flip this any dime? Like, brother, you're not really setting the standard for anything in this motherfucker. This is bad. This is a bad response. This is a response you make when you spend a lot of time practicing if it'll sound good, but then you hear it and you think, oh my God, this is perfect. But then in reality, it's still fucking terrible.
Social media. Before this, I was getting on
S-rank,
Discord
baby!
once every, like, 6 months. For the most
S-rank,
part, I'm
baby!
not friends with other online content creators. I probably watch in between 3 and 5 YouTube videos a month. And that is not like a dig at other YouTubers. That's not saying that they don't make excellent work, because there's a lot of great work on YouTube. But like, it comes to like this thing where, like, back when I used to make comics, I would draw comics all day, and the last thing I'd want to do when I finished drawing for 10 hours would be to like pick up comics and read them before I went to bed. You know, like, I didn't want my entire existence to be comics. I wanted inspiration from everywhere in my life. And so I used to watch a lot of YouTube, like back before I was a YouTuber. But then I started making videos, and you know, I make videos all day long, and I don't want to like turn around and then like watch more YouTube videos. So like, when I say I don't watch like a lot of YouTube, it's not to put down other creators, but just to try and to explain how this situation happened, because the why is kind of, you know, self-apparent. And so when you're not an online person, but you feel compelled to write a piece about online culture, looking at it from a distance, trying to figure out what is real, it's a different kind of research. And I totally was not the guy to do that job. I felt like it was important. I felt like nobody else would do it. And I knew that
Several people have done this numerous times. You are not the first, nor are you the most impactful. You are arguably the worst one to have ever done it. Several people have made videos critiquing conservative media. Again, I reference everyone making videos on Mr. Bertram. You could have made a legitimate easy-ass fucking bag making a video about how dog shit Mr. Bertram is, and everyone would have agreed with you, and the only people who wouldn't are going to be the fringe conservatives who think all their media is good when it's not, because none of them know anything about actually creating film, but they sure do know how to bitch, just like everybody else on the planet. But apparently their bitching is modest and cool and somehow impactful to society. In what way? Fuck if I know. But they claim they're so modest because they're not like the other girls. They know how to do it with grace. They know how to bitch about your life with grace and modesty. But sir, again, you fail to understand that now with your clairvoyant attitude, you don't escape the fact that, yeah, you essentially put a hit out on somebody as like egregious things because you got your fucking feelings hurt, and you accuse them of sending brigades on you, and your response was to do it? What a ninkum fucking poop. What a maroon. What a nincow poop. What an ignoramus. Yes, this is Bugs Bunny quoting. Why not? Yes, I'm Bugs Bunny quoting. Why not? Why not in today's day and age? Why not? Why not? You can't judge me. Look at you. Like, look at you right now. You think you can judge me? Impossible. Maybe I should go into the woods and bitch about how you can't judge me. What if I did that? Would you be ashamed of me? Very?
reaction was not going to be good. I knew it was going to be bad. So kind of most of my mistakes and problems came from that, though. Because, like, I didn't know who Sneeko was before I made that video.
So you talk about how no one was going to do a video about internet culture and how conservative media bad and conservative right-wing influencers are evil and all that shit. Several people have made videos on Sneeko numerous times and still do to this day to a massive, a massive fucking profit. You didn't know what you were doing. You admit to that and still thought, I could be the guy. I could be the guy who makes the content to change the world. But you didn't. You failed. You made dog shit. And now it's, I didn't know who Sneeko was before I did my investigating into who he was. I didn't know who you were until you biblically fucked up your own echo chamber by talking as if you knew every fucking thing. Sir, you failed hilariously.
And I didn't really know who he was when I posted that video. And so while it's like really serious, and I admit that, and I am sorry, I took the video down like immediately because I realized the video had major problems. But like it also at the same time, in retrospect, is a little bit funny that I tried to be like, this guy's the fucking worst. At least, you know, according to Hitler. And like, you know, I fucked it. I fucked it pretty bad. And there's not really a lot else I can say about it. You know, what's done is done. I can't take it back. But also, ultimately, that's like what a whole section of YouTube is about. I may have done that really badly, but like, there are channels that just exist just to talk shit about people like all the time.
Ding, 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 ding. I think 20 people right now are watching one as we talk shit about you and how you try to deflect really hard. Oh, well, hey, I fucked up, but there are people who talk shit about people all the time. And now, are they all correct? Nope. Are they all correct? Nope. Do they miss some shit? Yep. Do they lie? Yep. Do they do the same shit you do? Yep. They're no better than you. Oh, but I guess, oh, well, at least I owned up to it, so that makes me good. No, you're still shit. I don't get this. Why is it that every piece of shit wants to point to another piece of shit and say, that's a piece of shit? You're all pieces of shit. I'm a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. We're worse than that. We're YouTubers.
And I don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to escalate the situation. I'm just trying to describe my perspective of how this happened. Because at the end of the day, everything's...
You're escalating the situation by making the video, buddy.
Fine. You know, I fucked up. But also, no...
You fucked up, ran like a little bitch, and then now you're trying to play the clairvoyant messiah. It is not going to work.
Nobody that I mentioned in that video was harmed at all. You know, everybody's doing fine. And that's kind of like... how that genre of YouTube works anyways. The whole drama machine ultimately just exists for money. And I shouldn't have been a part of that. I shouldn't have contributed to that.
I told y'all, there it is. There's that clairvoyant asshole. Oh, well, no one was harmed, so fuck, what's the big deal? The big deal is that you falsely characterized a bunch of people. You insinuated where someone lives, which, depending on how schizo a lot of motherfuckers are when it comes to people online, somebody could have went to that fucking area, stayed there for however long, and just waited to see if they could spot old little Wendigo. And then whose conscience is that on? Yours, little buddy. Because you're the dumbass who thought, yeah, this would be a great thing for me to do. It'll be something lucrative for me to do. And then you got caught, and then you got bitched at, and then you ran in Discord to try to deflect and hide with an echo chamber, and then you disappeared like a coward and a bitch. Oh, but I wasn't in a good place. Yeah, you know who else isn't in a good place? People in Palestine. And they're not worried about this shit.
I felt like there were important points to make.
There were no important points to make. That's another thing. You bitched at your audience. Because they didn't. When I bitch at you people, it's because you're verifiably saying something wrong. And then you cry like fucking girls when I give you the same energy that you cheer I give other people. I love your channel. How dare you treat me the same way you treat everybody else? As the kids say. Tisk tisk. As my mother used to say before she slapped me for eating food at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I did not word them well. I had no fucking chill. I could have done pretty much everything in that better.
Are there only 3 people in chat? Probably.
But you live and learn.
I don't know how many people are watching. I'm really just in this bitch just winging it until I dip. I don't know how many people are in this chat. How many? You tell me. Like, help me out. Help me learn. How can't I be better streamer?
You know, I don't know what else to say. Other than I will do better, and I kind of want to get into like personal criticisms against myself now.
I'm only here for the fall, guys.
Because I think that's a good segue. So like, with that video, there was a lot of comparison to the Dan Olsen video that came out soon after mine and the H-Bomber Guy plagiarism video. There was a lot of like comparing the 3 of us, and I think like the only commonality between those 3 videos is YouTubers talking about YouTubers, with 2 of them being good videos and one of them being like a really bad video. But people were ascribing like saying that I was jealous, and that's why I was making that video.
Yes, you're a bitter, ugly little man who desperately needed the attention of other people so that you could satiate your own fucking ego because mommy didn't give you any of that fucking titty milk. And daddy, well, daddy was just playing with the insides for fun.
And
that was so ungodly dramatic. My bad.
I just want to say I am not a jealous man, and I never have been.
That's a fucking lie. That is a lie every jealous motherfucker says. Every jealous motherfucker says that shit. Every single fucking one. They try to make it, I've never been, me? Jealous of what? They don't have anything I want. Bitch, we all have a little bit of jealousy in us. We all do it. I know I do. I see people with things and I get a little jealous. And then I realize it ain't my time to have it yet. It ain't my time. One day I'll get it. And when I do, I'll be very appreciative.
I have never made a single video on YouTube to chase trends. I have never made a video because someone made a popular video like that.
Several people have made popular videos on conservative media. Arguably, that was literally all of the summer. Every piece of conservative media that was apparently so based and cool, damn near everybody made fun of it. Because these people don't have a grasp on anything regarding actual entertainment. They have a grasp on bullshit. Bullhunky. Huh. Ooh, see how I made that jump?
You know, that is not the kind of guy that I am. And I never will be. I've always made what I think is interesting, what I am compelled to do, what I think is right to do. You know, I can definitely work on my tone.
I'm about to take a big ass risk.
Pieces, but like,
oh, never mind. I'm about to jump for it. Let me in.
Yes! Somebody else's style.
Are you getting Mario Party Jamboree? That reminds me. I must text the girl. Oh, Peachy. I have now texted Peachy. She must have been informed. She must have been informed. That's the scariest voice to say, Peachy. What are you talking about? Hi, Peachy. Hi, Jimmy's mom. I got a little song.
You know, for better or worse, that video was authentically me. And to prove that, you can go back and...
Oh, it's authentically you. So you are a condescending little prick. Oh, at least you're authentic about being a condescending little prick. You know, it's good. It's nice to be open and honest. A lot of people aren't that nowadays. Y'all know The Nanny is on the Peacock streaming service? Boy, when I tell y'all, I've just been watching The Nanny. I've been watching The Nanny. I've been watching Martin. I was watching George Lopez. It's like I'm back watching this shit at Nick at Night. Fuck, I feel good again.
Watch the video on Encyclopedia.
Yes, you dickheads. Grown men watch The Nanny. Just because you motherfuckers played with Barbie dolls in secret don't mean everybody else did.
Clips that I did the previous summer that has like the exact same tone and wording and style and present.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Herbert the pervert whisper. And don't he just like say certain words? I don't have it because I don't have a gap in my teeth, and that would require me to whistle every shy. I can't do it. I can't do it. That requires like a significant gap in the fucking teeth to be able to make that happen. At best, I could just shoot this, and that would make the most sense. But I can't do it in any full capacity. You know what I'm saying?
Presentation of that bad conservative horror movie video. You know, they're very, very similar. I feel like as far as critically, this was very me. If it came across as being a ripoff of somebody else, that was not the goal. You know, I feel like that came across to some people and not to some people, but that's all I have to say on that. But similarly to the Encyclopocalypse video, I wasn't trying to ruin anybody's life.
Really? Why were you trying to tie the word racism to them? Why would you do that? If that wasn't the goal, why do it? If the goal was to just talk about how bad conservative movies are, you don't need to imply other people who aren't making conservative movies. You didn't need to do that. You were trying exclusively to fuck over Wendigoon. And I think one more person as well. Because you're a bad person. You're a bad man. You're just a bad man. You're like really stupid and ugly too. Did you know that about yourself, dude? Did you know that you're like really fucking ugly, bro?
I wasn't doing this because I wanted a lot of views.
Fuck! Bro, I shit you not. I thought I got it early. And then the wall, it literally looked like I just jumped perfectly in the middle. Get good, scrub. Hold up. It sounds like somebody want their ass whooped. And it sounds like a lot of hoopla. Sounds like a lot of hoopla.
In fact, I did know that people were going to hate this. You can go back on my Twitter, and like weeks before I posted it, I said, my next project people are really going to hate.
Wow, so clairvoyant. It's so awesome how clairvoyant you are. Good for you, Milk Dud. Good for you. I'm so proud of you, you weirdly looking jackass. I am so happy for you. So excited for you. Oh, God. Now, I am someone who knows when a bunch of people are going to not like the video. I still upload it anyway. So I don't make this shit so that I can be liked. I make the shit because it's my thoughts and opinions. I'll never forget. I made that video about that girl getting sent to the hospital because she got her shit rocked in a street fight, even though she's got a history of being an instigator. But the same people who cheer fuck around and find out when it's like a leftist, they suddenly forget that when it's anybody else. Motherfucker told me, you need to delete this video and re-upload it with the correct opinion. I'm like, ooh. I don't think you know how this works, Bookie. That's not how we do that. That'll never be how we do that. Stink. No. Not here.
Said that people are really going to hate this, then that doesn't line up with the narrative of me doing it because I wanted to be popular. You know, with the jealousy thing, like, it feels very strange to me because to my ears, it's like critiquing the president and saying something that you don't like that the president did. And then
I don't think people critiquing former President Trump, presidential candidate Kamala, Obama, or Joe Biden means that they're jealous of them. I think it means they view them as doing a bad job. And bold of you to put yourself in such a comparison when your critique is trying to ruin another man's reputation because your pointless bitch-ass feelings meant more to you than actually producing good content. How quaint.
somebody saying, well, you're just saying that because you want to be president. And like, no, I assure you, I don't want to be the president. Critical pieces can exist on people without them like destroying people. And I actually say that in the Bad Conservative Horror Movie video. I said with the John Squire section of that video that I don't want to ruin people's lives because of things that they've said, that I think that we should be...
What a bad job. Hey, I'm going to spend all this time bitching about you and who you hang out with and how bad it is that you hang out with them. Also, we shouldn't really be doing this. It's like that fat fuck who's running around now with a clairvoyant mind as a fucking mid-30-year-old saying, we shouldn't be purity testing everyone. We should be operating in better faith so that people don't view us as fringe weirdos online. And then makes a video chastising somebody who has a different opinion from him. Tisk, 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 tisk. The butter on my pecan has been satiated.
Be forgiving and open to people changing. And if it was just some like dumb thing said like as an 18-year-old, who gives a shit? Everybody said really dumb things when they were a kid.
Everyone says really dumb things now. What's the point? Wait a minute. You're not 18. You look 30. So what, my darling, are you trying to imply with the everyone says dumb things when they're younger? Bitch, you right there in unk status with me.
And that shouldn't be held against them. I just saw things that I disagreed with from people that I felt like had a big public platform.
And you tried to hold it against them. Hello? Did I miss school today? Like, you were holding it against them. Why? Because you think you're some good purist when you're not. You bitch! What? I got tricked. I saw people get on one, and I thought, okay, it's that one. But then they all like kind of moved, like they were going to the next one. Oh, you bastards. You bastards.
Being critical of that doesn't mean that you want their lives to be ruined. You know, I ultimately was making that as an invitation for wanting people to do better.
So look, let's say for the sake of the conversation, she and artist Hunty is from North Dakota. She's from Williamstown, North Dakota. I don't even think that's a real city there. And I made a video talking about she and artist Hunty. And then I mentioned that she's from Williamstown, North Dakota, or Wyoming, whichever state I said. And then I say, you know, those people from Williamstown, Wyoming, they're all a bunch of fucking racist. Hey guys, be better. Yeah, that don't really work. That don't really like do anything. You just called a fucking town of people racist. You didn't fucking achieve anything there, buddy.
And if the one person who comes out a bad conservative horror movie deciding to do better is me, then that's a good thing.
Then that means you failed. That means your plan to get people to focus on bad conservative media failed. Oh, I'm the only one that walked out with a good lesson on my hand. No, you failed. You failed at getting people to understand whatever fucking points you wanted to make about said subject matter. You failed. You failed. And it was funny to watch you fail because wannabe white saviors don't really know how to actually save anybody.
You know, one of the major criticisms of me that came up a lot in that time period.
You're white and ugly.
Was related to citing sources, which I fully upfront admit I can be a lot better at.
So you talked all this horrendous big shit about no one making videos about these problems you perceive in this landscape of the World Wide Web. You say that you said that you didn't know anything about Sneeko before and during the upload of the video. You critiqued Wendigoon on his lack of research because you know everything. And now you admit, yeah, you fucking suck at doing research.
And starting from now, I will be. The John Waters video, if you go and look at it, has a full works cited in the description. Historically,
Don't care.
I do try and show where I get my information from, but I always try to do it in a visual way. Historically, I would say according to Variety, and then I'd throw up a screenshot of the Variety article, and post that so everybody could see the title and where I got it from, but being done in kind of a fun visual way. Clearly, people don't really like that, so I can do a full traditional works cited where I list everything from now on. My entire career I have tried to.
I don't know if this will distract everyone from the stream, but have any of you ever like followed porn stars and see them promote like their OnlyFans or their new video that they want you to buy? Does anyone else get infuriated when they spell cum, C-U-M? Come watch my new tape. Come see the uncensored version. Come see what happened when I bent over at Walmart. It's like, sir, madam, hermaphrodite, whatever you are, off my timeline, if you please. I can't handle the illiterateness. I can't even bookmark this because it's so fucking illiterate.
Approach everything with compassion and understanding and love. And you don't have to believe that, but I hope that my track record shows that. You saw me on a really bad day. And I have tried for the past 5 months to really reckon with that.
I like old form.
And actually confront that. You know, I didn't want to put out like an apology video 2 days afterwards.
I'm Catholic. I'm vehemently anti-porn, yet you'll go to a building where arguably the pastor is probably fucking a little boy. Great story, though. Great story, dude. I'll make sure to remind myself of that for next time. What is this? What are we doing? What is this game mode? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. I didn't read the level design. Give me that. Or do we just throw things in the pit?
Because nobody learns things in 2 days. That's just reacting.
A lot of people learn things in 2 days. That's the purpose of school. That's the purpose of school. Hello? People do learn things in 2 days. Does everybody? No. Do some? Yes. So, you know, good job shitting on the American education system. But you know what? That's probably the only thing we'll agree on.
It's not listening to what people say and acting. And there's a big difference there. And like everyone, I'm a work in progress. You know, I want to be the best me that I can be. And I'm not saying that to protect my money. I'm not saying that to protect my reputation. I'm saying that because it's true. And if I wanted to protect my money, you know, or my reputation, I would have done this on like the main channel. You're only watching this if you sought this out.
Yes. Very much so. Yes. And your pretentiousness of, we got you because I put this on here and you only wanted to see this because you were yes, I was invested to see if you would actually be a fucking man. But you're a fucking girl who can't handle internet criticism because you think you're better than everybody else. You, my darling, failure.
You know, so it is what it is. People can think what they want of me. I will continue.
Just like you did. I think you're a narcissistic, epileptic loser who drastically wanted somebody, or an overwhelming majority of people, to say, this video was so awesome, fuck Wendigoon. But instead, you felt the wrath of God touching you on your back, saying, buddy, don't ever do shit like this again.
Need to do better. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm sorry for everything. Genuinely, where I fucked up, for not having any chill, for just being a kind of an asshole. So I guess that's where I'm going to leave this. I'm going to be doing more videos on here. I'm going to try and do like near weekly videos on here.
Oh, God.
I think that's kind of fun. I'm going to try and do... They won't be unscripted like this. They will be scripted, but they will be shorter form. Like I'm aiming for like 10 to 20 minute videos on like obscure, weirder movies. A lot of them not really good movies.
All right. As long as you don't try to contemplate that with any talks of racism, you should be good. If you start talking about the racism aspect of movies, we're gonna have problems. Speaking of problems, I'm a nerd. And I was quite annoyed that it had to be announced that there will be no Spider-Man 2 video game DLC. And, you know, I was sad. But then I got over it. You know why I got over it? Is because in the grand scheme of things, it was just going to be something I played for probably 3 hours, beat it, and then put down. But there was this video that came out that pissed me off. And it pissed me off because it reeks of the ineptitude of people who think that they are not to be chastised. That's genuinely how I feel. What is all this shit? I don't care about any of this. This guy...
I'm busting.
Shut up. This guy named Evan Falarka made this video to try to quiet the storm of a bunch of people who were upset that there isn't going to be DLC. And I don't know if it's just me. As a matter of fact, it might be a perfect time doing this live. Spider-Man DLC no more. I'm worried about Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 2 Insomniac cooked. 1 year anniversary. Spider-Man 2 celebration DLC situation. No more DLC. I could see the future. Oh, thank God it's not. What are you talking about? If I hear Sweet Bit, no. I don't have the energy for any of that no more. I don't have the energy to listen to a bunch of people who lack the critical ability to make a game talk about a game without any sincerity behind it. I'm tired of hearing everything's woke and that's your only thing to say. Could you please say something else? Could you please at least talk about the game in some capacity, in some fucking metric, please? I gotta start begging for that shit because if I don't get it, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad that motherfuckers try to sound the way that they sound. But
I'm busting my ass out there trying to save you, and this is what I get?
I said don't.
speed it up.
I saw your story. Right.
I don't know what will. But regardless, welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very intriguing Marvel Spider-Man 2 related video, where we are going to be diving a bit more in depth surrounding all the broader circumstances pertaining to Marvel Spider-Man 2, and more specifically why the game will not be receiving any type of story DLC of any kind. And
Probably because that was cut content. I don't think anybody fucking rationalized that part of it. When that fucking PlayStation leak happened and people saw the Insomniac shit, they swore up and down, this is future DLC. Nobody thought to themselves, hey, this might be cut content. And it might be cut content for reasons that it's unfinished, or we're just going to say, fuck it, the game's long enough. We're going to mull it over and we're going to think about it being DLC. And then they probably quietly said, hey, we aren't going to drop this and we're going to maybe drop it in the next game. Or if not, we're just going to fucking rock out with the cocks out. And that'll be it.
rather than falling into the incredibly short-sighted mindset of believing that the reason that we're not getting any DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is because Insomniac is somehow quote-unquote lazy, or potentially believing that the game was unfinished, there is in fact quite a lot more to dissect here than meets the eye. So if you want to fully swing into all these deeper details with me, then definitely be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for even more Marvel Spider-Man 2 and other have not taken that announcement well. Now, there were actually a multitude of reasons as to why some people believe that we were going to receive some type of story DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2 one way or another, despite the extremely obvious fact that Insomniac Games never confirmed that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was going to receive story DLC in any way.
Right there is my problem. He and a bunch of other fucking YouTubers continuously made videos. Oh my god, we just got news that this could be the night that we hear about Insomniac's plans for DLC. I have insider information, and it's a fucking tweet. So that's not really insider information on when we could potentially see DLC for Spider-Man 2. It was a bunch of YouTubers running around with no information possible saying that they have the insider information. They're going to start speculating. It was a bunch of people who basically got motherfuckers excited for nothing that was ever announced. Sony nor Insomniac ever stated a fucking thing about DLC or looking forward to information about DLC. Ever. You can't find one back catalog that could point that out. I will never forget I think it was earlier this year, there was the announcement of a showcase, and these motherfuckers was gobsmacked. This is gonna be it. It's time, everybody. It's time. We're gonna see it. It's coming. And then they watch that live stream, and you ain't never collectively see the amount of mouths open for dick to just go in. These people was sitting there excited, thinking a DLC was going to be announced, and then it never came, and they just coping all in their live stream. Well, we didn't hear about it this time, but maybe next time. So one thing that you have to factor in are fans getting hyped up by people with no information. Sad life. Have none of us learned from, hey, what's going on, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. A guy who's basically guessing until something happens.
And in all honesty, a lot of that speculation was pretty valid. The biggest factor obviously being is that the initial installment within Insomniac's Spider-Man franchise of Spider-Man PS4 did receive not one, not two, but 3 separate DLC packs of storyline content in the months following its initial release in September of 2018, where with each passing month in October, November, and December did receive a brand new chapter of story content for Spider-Man fans to engage with. This was called The City That Never Sleeps. And on top of all this, considering that Insomniac games themselves have since become another major first-party developer within PlayStation Studios' pipeline, this only further led people to believe that we were going to receive some type of story DLC, considering that the same exact outcome has occurred for a wide variety of other major first-party PlayStation.
This is another terrible fucking response. I want you to all remember that the Sonic game is made by... I said the Sonic game, didn't I? The Spider-Man game was made by Insomniac Games. And I want you to hear the fucking games this guy brings up. Leon, I don't like Wendigoon anymore. In Praise of Shadows was right solely because Wendigoon's mustache is really ugly. And you know, what a reason. You know? What a valid reason to hate a grown adult. I hate mustaches too, you know, even though Daddy's rocking one in spades and in style. You know?
Titles. And as I've already iterated several times ad nauseum within previous videos, is that these PlayStation games specifically include Ghost of Tsushima with the Iki Island DLC,
not made by
expansion,
Insomniac.
Horizon Forbidden West, and
not made by Insomniac.
Burning Shores DLC expansion, and the one that released the
not made by Insomniac either.
most recently does go to God of War Ragnarok and the Valhalla DLC, which upped the ante even further.
I don't know why y'all think all game developers, just because they're under Sony, mean they operate the same, but hilarious? No!
By being priced at absolutely no cost. So, on one hand,
when I tell y'all this motherfucker's comment section is calling him a dick sucker, you wouldn't even understand. It's a bunch of motherfuckers trying to say, hey, you just trying to stay in Sony's good graces. Hey, you get that Sony bag whatever way you can, bro. Hey, you just trying to get early access to the next Spider-Man game. And it's like fair, balanced, if you will. But he is kind of playing a significant, hilarious favorite in ways that only a true eater would. But you know, at least he's putting forth his best effort to try, even if it is fucking terrible.
And I do completely understand why some people might have believed that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was going to receive some type of story DLC at one point or another. Especially within the context of the main game itself, there were a couple of unresolved plot points within the game's core story, like that of the Chameleon and Carnage missions, that could have easily been set up as their own individual hour-long story.
You know what's crazy? He sat there and compared Spider-Man to these other games. You realize God of War is a game that had a fuck, and I mean fuck ton of shit in one game that wasn't resolved until the next game.
Chapters that would expand after the game's narrative concluded, just like what we saw with The City That Never Sleeps. But on the other hand, there is undoubtedly a much more prominent factor at play here that a lot of people either don't want to acknowledge or seemingly just don't understand. Because while all those other games that I previously mentioned were made by a ton of talented developers within PlayStation's first-party studios, like that of Sucker Punch, Guerrilla Games, and Sony Santa Monica, absolutely none of them have even remotely come close to the quality and quantity output of Insomniac games. Within the span of only 4 years ever since Insomniac officially became a first-party studio underneath the PlayStation banner, they have officially released Marvel Spider-Man Remastered on the PlayStation 5, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales as a cross-gen title on the PS4 and PS5, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and last but not least is their most recent release yet, with over 11 million units sold ever since April of this year, that of which clearly being Marvel Spider-Man 2, all of which have either received or are going to receive PC ports, which have all gone on to enhance the games on an even bigger platform. And to remind all of you is that even in the cases of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, neither of those titles ended up receiving any type of story DLC of any.
Why the fuck would a Ratchet and Clank game, which is not Spider-Man, receive DLC? Was I not aware about the ability of a fucking Insomniac game? Was I not aware that Ratchet and Clank needed a DLC? You know what is needed from Insomniac or Sucker Punch or whoever the fuck? Sly Cooper 5. Do you know why? It's because Sly is literally still in Egypt, and I don't know if he's in the future or the fucking past.
Kind. And yet, absolutely no one was complaining about either of those situations back then. Because
So first of all, bold thing to say nobody, but let me help you out just a little bit. Nobody is really going to consider DLC for Ratchet and Clank. Spider-Man Miles Morales was essentially DLC. Like, essentially DLC. Heckin', you missed so much. I'm proud of you. Your ears weren't going to bleed. I'm proud of you for showing up later and later. You're missing so much, and it's better for your health.
Because everyone clearly knew just how busy Insomniac was with everything that they had cooking within their studio.
Oh, so now they're busy. Okay, not at any other point of these motherfuckers actually being busy. Okay. They've been busy the whole time. These were legitimately the things people were saying to you and your ilk as you were pumping out those videos speculating about news regarding the DLC, but you ignored them because you wanted to believe in the hype of hoping that you were right.
Which, as we can see now, is that Insomniac Games is clearly experiencing the exact same situation, where while the team has simultaneously been developing Marvel Spider-Man 2, they've also been planning out and working on their next major AAA Marvel game with that of Wolverine. And I'm sure that they're also planning out development for Marvel Spider-Man 3. Whereas given that all those other first-party PlayStation teams only had to worry about one major game that they were working on, Insomniac Games is literally juggling a multitude of massive AAA titles that all of these other PlayStation studios could only dream about doing. Which has only led me in believing that even a game like Marvel's Wolverine also might not end up receiving any type of story DLC by the time that game releases.
Yeah, no, I won't care. As long as the base game has some level of entertainment in it, I will be satiated.
So this is all pretty much my fancy way of saying is despite the fact that Insomniac clearly never officially confirmed any DLC was going to be released for Marvel Spider-Man
Why did I just get pumped like that?
2, they're already so incredibly busy on working on so many other games that there was in no way any realistic outcome in which Marvel Spider-Man 2 would receive a major type of DLC expansion on top of Insomniac Games working all hands on deck to make sure that Marvel's Wolverine could be the best game possible. Essentially, they either had to choose between one or the other, and in this case, they made sure to focus on their next major project. But this now brings up a much more important question. Why exactly were people so adamant
No, I did not play Alice Neverland, whatever the fuck you call it.
in wanting DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and why are they upset that it's not going to be coming to the game? Well,
I'll tell you, wait a minute, let me hear his question again so I could answer it honestly.
make sure that Marvel's Wolverine could be the best game
I wanna
possible.
answer it
Essentially,
honestly.
they either had to choose between one or the other, and in this case, they made sure to focus on their next major project. But this now brings up a much more important question. Why exactly were people so adamant in wanting DLC for Marvel's
I'll answer that question for you right now. Because the game implemented a lot of hidden pieces of lore, like Carnage, the multiverse, I believe, what's his name? The Chameleon. Several elements that are worthy of some DLC in some way, shape, or form that would have been awesome to fucking see. That's why. It's because the game had story in it that would warrant, hey, maybe we get some DLC. And the reason they're mad is because now that it's confirmed, they look at all these motherfuckers who sat there and lied to them for months, if not a full year, and thinking, well, fuck, but this YouTuber said that he got the inside voice. But this YouTuber said he got the inside. But this YouTuber. That's why they mad. It's motherfuckers shifting blame away from the fact that there are a bunch of people who made a lot of money basically talking a whole bunch of nothing into people's ears. And I'll say it again. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Grand Theft Auto video, I'm never going to address when the fucking character for Michael in GTA 5 basically called me out and said, never listen to me because I don't have any information about the game whatsoever. When that man sat up there on a live stream and did that, that man lost all credibility. Mr. Boss Fuck the Win lost all credibility.
Spider-Man 2, and why are they upset that it's not going to be coming to the game? Well, when you stop to think about it, the main reason why people want DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is that they simply want to play more of this game, which
Nobody. Yeah, see? Got it in his mouth. I told you. It's in his mouth. I hope he explains that at some point in this video, he explains, hey, there was also several elements in the main story that had people guessing that it will be resolved in DLC. I hope at some point he states that reason. I hope. I fear he won't.
In my opinion, is the highest compliment that a game could possibly receive. Whether that might have related to experiencing the creation of Carnage within Marvel Spider-Man 2, or possibly showcasing more of Cindy Moon's character becoming Silk within...
So technically he's doing what I just said he should do. Okay.
Insomniac's universe, people simply want to see more of this story continue. But in all honesty, or at least in my own personal opinion, is that I 110% believe that including a DLC within Marvel Spider-Man 2 in the same type of scope and scale as that of the City That Never Sleeps would have ended up being a complete disservice to these characters that were set up in Marvel Spider-Man 2, like that of the Chameleon, Silk, and even Carnage.
No. Wait.
So let's speculate for the Carnage thing, because I feel as though the Carnage thing is a more warranted DLC instead of the other ones. Because I could argue that the other ones could perfectly fit in that next chapter of the Spider-Man story, where I'm theorizing right now Peter's gonna die, and the reins will be left up to Miles and his new Spider Gang. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. Clock it, because in 3 years when Spider-Man 3 comes out, I feel like I might be right. I feel like I could be right. But the Carnage one directly ties into the main game of it being about Venom. The fucker found an extra symbiote. What are you talking about? I don't want to wait until Spider-Man 3 for that to come up again, when the whole premise of Spider-Man 3 is gonna be the final chapter and Dr. Ock coming back for round 2 with the green fucking goblin. Hello? I don't want to fucking deal with that. And Carnage? Wrap this Carnage shit up. It's there to be wrapped the fuck up. No other way, no other dice.
Wait.
Now, before you start throwing pitchforks at me in the comments, let me explain. In the ending of the main story...
Oh, and also the fucking Spider-Verse thing. I feel like honestly, if they did a Miles Morales 2, I feel like the Spider-Verse shit fits there.
Of Marvel Spider-Man 2, a lot of the main arcs for all of our main characters have actually been fully resolved. After both of the Spider-Men defeat Venom and cure New York City of the symbiote infestation, MJ and Peter are currently living together, where Peter is trying to now revitalize the Emily May Foundation to live up to Harry's legacy, and Miles has now become the main Spider-Man within New York City, while Peter is on break, which was pretty much Insomniac's way of saying that all of our main protagonists within Marvel Spider-Man 2 are currently occupied until they inevitably return within Marvel Spider-Man 3 to take on the next major threat, with that of the return of Dr. Octopus, as well as the origin of Green Goblin.
So because their story beats are finished, fuck the shit that they basically cock-teased you with.
Rather than Insomniac trying to shoehorn in all these other major plot points for these other characters that were set up in Marvel Spider-Man 2 in minor-length narrative campaigns similar to that of the City That Never Sleeps, it would then make more sense for Insomniac to save these characters to
save it all for the next game, where after you just said their story beats have been resolved, let's wait till the next game to unresolve them. Awooga booga 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 booga. Awooga booga 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 booga. Awooga booga. Awooga booga. Awooga booga. A booga on my wooga. A chuga, a nooga.
And be utilized more properly later on down the line within their future game installments. And even for me personally, I would have much rather preferred a type of director's cut release for Marvel Spider-Man 2, which may have potentially added any type of additional story content to be
So you want DLC, but it's the director's cut.
Included in the main campaign that could have involved more story beats pertaining to symbiote Spider-Man, as well as expanding Venom's character arc, especially considering that we've already seen other type of director's cuts released for other major first-party PlayStation titles. So making one in a similar vein for Marvel Spider-Man 2 might have not been all that far-fetched, despite the clear fact that we now know that no additional story content will be added for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and all focus has now shifted onto Marvel's Wolverine.
Y'all do know that when a motherfucker say director's cut, that's DLC. It's just their cute way of fucking y'all over and making y'all spend a little extra fucking money.
As well as other potential AAA projects that Insomniac might already have in development. As I've already...
Bro, this Venom game... this fucking Venom game shit is pointless too. The story beat is over. Venom's dead. The symbiote gone. And the only resemblance is fucking Carnage. And if that fucking game gets released... And it's not really tied to the Spider-Man story, and they just throw Carnage in there for nothing, and it's the same Carnage as in the main story. What the fuck is the point? It's just them jambling shit around, hoping it sticks, hoping it sticks.
Alluded to several times in the past, and even given statements from Insomniac themselves, is that they have already clearly showcased a blueprint and have expressed interest into making a fully standalone AAA Venom game, considering the fact that Venom himself was already fully playable in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and how the narrative director at Insomniac Games, John Paquette, has already stated that he is going to wait and listen to the fans to see what exactly their thoughts are on Insomniac possibly making a spin-off Venom game, which...
A spin-off Venom game after he dies. What is it? What would it be about? It's a spin-off, so that means it's not tied to anything. Oh. So I guess it's free and clear. Oh, that's easy. That's a good way to get back in that Sony dick suck.
I, for one, think is full steam ahead. In comparison to characters like Black Cat, Hammerhead, and even Silver Sable, who all got their own individual story chapters within the city that never sleeps, Carnage, on the other hand, is way too big of a villain. And rather than trying to force him into an hour-length DLC in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, I honestly think that having his character further developed in a potential Venom game would not...
Not only do what? Not only do what? Do I need to remind y'all that Venom's dead? So your spinoff, just to essentially say, fuck it, we're just doing something to do it, fucks with continuity. And then you'll be the same dipshit that's like, wait a minute, does this tie to Spider-Man at all? And if this Venom game were to tie into like any of the Spider-Man games, do you know how much time had to have gone from day one of this fucker becoming Venom through the next 3 days where he was just fucking around infecting everybody with the Venom TD? He was infecting people with the Venom STD, and it was working. It was working. He was infecting people with the Venom.
Not only do justice to the character of Carnage as a whole, but it would also make his narrative inclusion within Insomniac's universe even more compelling if he were to go up against Venom as the potential final boss of that entire game. And for the case of Chameleon, he's actually the most interesting one of the bunch, considering that if Insomniac writes him properly, they could actually make Chameleon end up being a massive surprise reveal to completely catch all players off guard.
Imposter was a
Fuck is he talking about? That's the Chameleon. He just showed the clip of the ending cutscene. That's Chameleon. What are you talking about? What the fuck is this dude talking about? Did he not play the fucking game? What are you talking about? You can't have a spin-off tie in a character we already know is there. The fuck are you on, my guy?
And for the case of Chameleon, he's actually the most interesting one of the bunch, considering that if Insomniac writes him properly, they could actually make Chameleon end up being a massive surprise reveal to completely catch all players off guard.
What the fuck is you talking, nigga? Do you know that what you just showed is when characters were caught off guard, and that's the Chameleon?
imposter was a shapeshifter, so that means it was either Mysterio or the Chameleon.
Hey, Chameleon was our idea. We thought of that.
And considering that a lot of the main villains within the Marvel Spider-Man universe are either completely reformed or dead by the hands of Kraven the Hunter, I definitely think that Marvel Spider-Man 3 is going to feel like a much more focused story of the main antagonist that essentially started this franchise with Otto Octavius and Norman Osborn. Not to mention all the elements surrounding the symbiote's inclusion in Marvel Spider-Man 2, where, again, depending on how exactly Insomniac wants to handle Venom's character going forward, I do believe that all the lingering symbiote plot points, like Peter still having the anti-Venom symbiote, would be handled far better in a potential Venom game, as well as Marvel Spider-Man 3. But
Spin-off Venom game that has focus around Peter still having the anti-Venom suit without acknowledging that Venom is dead. Venom is dead. Venom is dead. What am I listening to? I'm listening to a man that didn't play this fucking great video game. What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? What are you doing / saying to me right now? What are you doing? This shit hurt. What Venom aspect? Maybe I didn't hear that right. You know what?
Spider-Man universe are either completely reformed or dead by the hands of Kraven the Hunter, I definitely think that Marvel Spider-Man 3 is going to feel like a much more focused story of the main antagonist that essentially started this franchise with Otto Octavius and Norman Osborn. Not to mention all the elements surrounding the symbiote's inclusion in Marvel Spider-Man 2, where, again, depending on how exactly Insomniac wants to handle Venom's character going forward, the
symbiote's gone. Harry's in a coma. potentially going to die in the next game from that coma or get killed somewhere throughout the game if he miraculously wakes the fuck up. If he's not dead by the beginning of the fucking game, he's gonna die at the midway point, which is really gonna make Green Goblin go nuts.
I do believe that all the lingering symbiote plot points, like Peter still having the anti-venom symbiote, would be handled.
That's not a lingering plot point. He still has this. What is the anti-venom gonna go back to being Venom? That would be terrible. Also, what does this have to do with the symbiote you see right there now being dead?
Far better in a.
Remember when the game was infested with all these motherfuckers? Like y'all remember when this game had like a symbiote infestation and they wiped it off the face of the earth? While also erasing all of these suits with the exception of, what was that one? Oh, Carnage, who's still out there. Oh, okay.
In a potential Venom game, as well as Marvel's Spider-Man 3. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see as to how exactly all this will play out within Insomniac's future. And no matter what title they're working on next, I for one cannot wait. But in the end, everybody, that's the video I have for all you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about this?
This video was horseshit. Evan trying to stay in Insomniac's good graces. The biggest problem Evan is ignoring is Insomniac's piss poor communication. They don't really need to communicate with you motherfuckers that, hey, I know you were believing that we're going to make a DLC. It's not their job to keep you updated on what they're doing unless they have something big to announce. Like, sorry. One thing about Evan is he's going to defend Insomniac regardless. All they had to do is say no a year ago. No, because if this was probably in their cards and they probably said, you know what, let's scrap it. Who knows if that leak was going to be the end all be all, but that was probably something where they were like, yep, we not going to drop this at all. Now we're good. We're good. I think we're good. Why would they give info about stuff they don't have to announce? Exactly. Now it doesn't matter, but before you couldn't wait for it. Right. Like niggas got a false memory that's bad. This motherfucker and various others were excited about the concept of motherfuckers announcing the DLC. And then once it was confirmed, now it's, now it doesn't matter because I could see the future. Evan, my guy, who one day you'll see that Insomniac just missed their second game. I don't even think they missed. I still love Spider-Man 2. Do I wish there was DLC? Yes. I still love this game. You know why? Because I'm a Spider-Man slut. You got motherfuckers who will sit there and dick suck video games and not give you any reason, and they'll word it like they're so smart, but you can hear it in their voice. They want to suck dick. I'm going to tell y'all straight up. Even with shit that I thought didn't make sense, like a deaf girl mission. It was 5 minutes. I could get over it. I could play it in 100% the game. Y'all see that trophy list, 43 out of 43. This is the only game I platinumed. Why? Because I'm a Spider-Man slut. Oh, the story's bad. I don't care. I loved it. I hate Miles Morales. I do too. But guess what? He's a great Spider-Man and I could whoop ass with him. I hate his suit. I also hate that fucking suit. Do I think it's the worst one? No, but it ain't the best one. The excuses are getting old now, Evan. All Insomniac had to do is tell us a year ago they waited for a 1 year anniversary. They did kind of wait to. That is kind of fucked though. You don't have to tell us. Fuck, now I'm conflicted. Because it's like, if you have nothing to tell us, then I don't really care. But to wait to tell us that we're not getting DLC on the year anniversary? Like, that was literally the last chance. Everybody talks about, oh, this might be the last opportunity. This will be the last opportunity. The year anniversary of the game was the last chance. And they announced the PC port, which a bunch of Sony freaks got mad at, which I don't know why. This brings more money into the pockets of hardworking game developers, but LOL, console wars mean something to these people. And then these motherfuckers, like, actually, we're not doing any DLC. And it's like, damn, I shit you not. I saw that and I was like, fuck. And then I went on with my day. Actually, it does matter because we have a lot of unanswered questions. So now we have to wait until Spider-Man 3 or Venom game if that didn't get canceled. All they had to do is say no DLC when the game came out, like the first game. It's stupid they waited until the anniversary of the game to say this. We know the hack happened, but they had multiple opportunities to say no DLC before the anniversary. There's no excuse. So some of the hate/anger is justified, not including death threats. For those that still have hope, you better hope they pull a God of War Ragnarok and announce it at the Game Awards. I have no expectations of this shit at all. That was 13 minutes of someone stretching themselves into a pretzel trying to avoid mentioning the leaks that confirmed DLC was planned. I'm still going to argue, and maybe this is just me giving too much benefit of the doubt. I'm going to argue that was probably just cut content. Cut plans of shit in the game. Just overall cut plans of that shit being in the game. And again, a Venom spinoff after this man died does nothing for me. And might I fucking add, if you're going to implement Carnage, do you realize you would have to ignore that fucking entire side mission where fucking Yuri is chasing this fucker through all these areas, and then we get the tease of this motherfucker having the symbiote? So you're gonna bring Venom back for a spinoff for him to fight Carnage or team up with Carnage? That shit don't make no sense. Evan, if you ever see this video is dog shit. Like, this video is dog shit. Talked about In Praise of Shadows. Unfortunate that I wasn't on when that was happening. Where the fuck were you the other day? You missed so much. It was so poignant. I thought to myself, where is Captious? The only person here who will actually be a human and reasonably disagree with me and then get stumped out by my verbiage. Oy, 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 oy. So, class, what did we learn? I don't. Anybody platinuming Until Dawn, you're one of those people, and I don't necessarily know how you're even alive. What were you talking about previously? I already forgot. Sorry. Sorry. Good content deserves a like. You know, I think that's a good way to look at it. I like the game. Shame on you. Who likes games like such a L woman/man, whatever you are? Sometimes cut content turns into DLC. Yes, that is also true. I'm going to randomly believe that it was just cut content. I'm a platinum. Well, I'm not reading that. You playing Black Ops 6? No. Like, Black Ops 6 has nothing for me. I'm sorry. I'm hearing zombies is good, and I'm happy for everybody being able to play zombies and have fun with that and all that good shit. I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy that you all are able to do what you do and how you do it, man. I'm happy for you. But me, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. Where the fuck? Oh, I can't do it like that. Okay. I can't do it like that. Okay. L stream. I'm not reading that either. But you know what, Game & Witch, just for you, I'll do this. Goodbye, everybody.